So before we start, I want you to go grab this sheet from the front, as well as this one. So this one on the left I've got over here is going to be, it's going to help you. It's going to set of notes you can take with you for counting slope. And it goes through specifically, like if you take a look here, example 1, that goes with this. Example 4 goes with this one. Example 9 goes with, well, the one on the back here. So when you have it at home, again, you can watch the videos, but you also have this to refer back to. And this one on the right here, this is actually going to become your homework. And you'll probably get it done in class today, I would imagine. So if you don't, no big deal. You check it tomorrow. So to review the lesson here, counting slope, this lesson is, again, only about counting slope. There's not a lot of math here, except for reducing the fraction, which you guys know, anytime you see a fraction, you reduce it. And these, again, you can leave improper. So we start out here. The x-axis is the one going horizontal. So as a reminder here, if I bring this up, we can see here that the x-axis is the axis that runs along right here, right? That's the x-axis. The y-axis is this one that goes up and down. You guys remember that? You've learned that before. Slope is always counted again from left to right, and you pick two places that it crosses nicely, here and here, right? Now, when I say cross nicely, it means it goes where two lines intersect perfectly. It's easier to count slope then. If you do something, somewhere else like here, in between two perfect spots, that gets a little more difficult. So I'd avoid that. In this lesson, all the ones you're going to do for me are going to be like that. So, till next year. Slope is a fraction. The fraction again must always be simplified. The y changes on top. That's the rise. We talked about that in your vocab. If the line rises from left to right, it's positive on top. The line falls from left to right, it's going to be negative on top. Notice this one, as I go left to right, it falls. And we're going to count the slope of this one in a minute. Take a look here with me. Remember we showed you these pigs in the vocab here. And notice the line goes down from left to right. And again, that means that this line is going to have a negative slope. Notice that the two together here, there we go. Again, look at them like that. So that's negative down from left to right. And again, we'll talk more about that in a second here. In fact, I guess I did include that in your notes. 4 types of slope: positive, negative, 0, that's perfectly flat, and undefined is vertical, goes up and down. And you do have that picture of the pig for that as well. So let's go ahead and we're going to calculate the slope here, and you're going to have to count with me to get that. Let me get some stuff out of the way. There we go. Get this one brought up here. This is number 1, by the way, in your worksheet, so we're going to actually do one of the worksheets with you right here. So let's get started. We're going to go again from left to right. And you notice as you go from left to right with me here that this line goes down. Again, left to right, the line is going down overall. And I take a look at this point. I need to figure out, okay, so we're going to count from here to here. And you don't count like this, 1, 2, 3. No, we don't do that. We count first off how far up or down it goes. So I got to kind of notice here how it comes straight across to there, and that's where it lines up. That's what's going to help us count. So this line, so you're going to count with me here. This line definitely goes down from left to right. That means the numerator of our fraction, of our slope, the rise, is going to be a negative rise. You can write that down before you even begin so that you remember that. So here we go. We go down 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice now it's perfectly flat with this, right? So we went down 4. That's negative 4. Now, how far does it run? That means I go from this point and I keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my slope then becomes negative 4/5. Again, I went down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's our negative 4. And over to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? That's the first one. That's number 1 on your worksheet. And you can see that on the sheet I gave you. Number 6 there, it says example 1. Going from left to right, the line drops 4 spaces. Going from left to right, the line moves 5 spaces to the right. So again, it's a fraction. So 4/5 is the answer. So again, I've included 3 of them on there for you to review tonight as well. Here we have example 4 off of your worksheet. Notice, now this one looks really steep. It's kind of cool. It goes up from left to right. So if I'm moving overall left to right, it's like you have to walk uphill to go from left to right. That means it's a positive slope. So you know in advance you're not going to have a negative number involved. So now again down here I've included the words that I'm going to speak, basically. This is off that other sheet that I had you grab. So let's go ahead and we're going to count the slope. So we always count the numerator first, and that's the up or down part. How far up do I go in this case? I go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Did you count them? They go up 9. Now again, obviously we don't count going along here, we count going straight up. I go up by 9. How far over do I go? I go over 1, 2. 9 over 2 is going to be the slope of this line. That's a very steep line. That's more than the number 2. So it goes up. Imagine trying to climb that, right? If this were like a hill or something, or bike up it, whatever. So again, so the slope here is 9 halves. Up 9 and over to the right 2. And also, please remember to reduce every fraction. You can leave it improper, but it must be reduced.